Uh, they did once. I had a very severe drinking problem for a good while after WWE. And I wasn't. I basically no showed. I was not in a good mental state because of my addiction. Um, Eventually, I went in. I got treated. I had kind of how I landed here in Lancaster. I came to a rehab center. I exited. Decided to stay here. But if it wasn't for the rehab center, I don't know where I would have been. Uh, so,
Wow.
but yeah, they to go back to the question. Yes, they did once. When Alberto was there, and I blew it. I completely blew it up. So that was on me.
Now, obviously, um, certain issues with athletes happen, and obviously, what do you what do you contribute that problem to? Was it, you're no longer in the WWE and you're just upset, or you just it got out of hand?
I think it's a mixture of a lot of things. I've been very open about all this stuff like on social media, so it's not like it's like sensitive.
Hmm.
When I left WWE, I was very bitter. I was never fired. I quit. One day I just called the office. I was like, hey, you know what, guys, I'm not coming in. I'm done. Um, and I was already bitter. I hated everything. I hated life. I hated wrestling. So for me to say that I hated wrestling was a big thing. One day I just woke up and I was like, I'm not going. I called the office and I was like, I'm done. Prior to this, I had and I just until recently it got better, but I had horrible insomnia, horrible insomnia. I would go, I think the longest was like 8 days without sleep. And then that's kind of how the drinking sort of started because I needed to drink in order to go to sleep.
Hmm.
Eventually, the glass of wine wasn't enough, so it was two glasses, and then the two glasses turned into a bottle. The bottle of wine wasn't enough, so I turned into liquor, and it just became a thing. Um, the concussions didn't help either that I got through wrestling, and the alcohol is a depressant, so it didn't help the whole situation either.
Hmm.
And then after a while, it just became a dependency where I had the money, I had the time, and I was like, I'm just gonna go blow it all up on booze. And then I went on this bender for a couple of years. I tried getting sober when COVID happened because it got really bad. I lasted about a year and a half clean, basically on my own. And then I relapsed a year ago. Yeah, almost a year ago now. And I went on another bender for like 6, 7 months, and then more. And then that's how I ended up over here. So
Now,
it was a mixture of a whole lot of different things.
of course, usually we hear stories about wrestlers who used to work for the WWE. Their treatment is usually paid for. Did you do this all out of your own pocket?
No, no, I was very, very thankful that WWE was a big help with all of this. The I I woke up in detox one day, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I was in San Antonio. I woke up in detox. I don't remember how I got there, but I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I started reaching out to a bunch of former friends from WWE, or excuse me, former coworkers from WWE, still friends. And eventually they got me in touch with the wellness department.
Hmm.
And to this day, I still haven't met this man, but I talk to him weekly, Bob Keller. And I'm very thankful for him because he got me connected with Blueprints Recovery here in Lancaster. And then he got me in contact with Chris Dreisbach, who's the owner of Blueprints. Um, and they've been very supportive throughout this whole thing. They helped me out so much. But yeah, WWE was a very big part of this whole situation.